Hope everyone's having a fabulous weekend and a fabulous morning. Took the day off yesterday to just align and come back to our center. Come back to our center. So it's good to see everybody. I'm being guided to do a collective reading for us. Um, this will just be some really short, quick messages from Spirit, from our other dimensional versions, just to see what wants to come forward. A part of the theme of today um, is the arrival of an archetype within the male form. It's something that's been discussed, and we weave in and out of these archetypes as we are getting closer and closer to the arrival of who we are as essence within form, as the living guide, the living, breathing oracle, right? We've also got, through our multidimensional expression, all these various archetypes that we work with. And so today, focus being on two very important goddesses. One of them being the goddess of love, the other being the goddess of victory. And the unification of how these come together, and how essentially, if we free ourselves from the story, right, and we look at the embodiment of what it means to be love, what it means to be victorious as love, it really is how we are walking as the heart, sharing the heart, and knowing that the heart has won, right? And how this heart-centered experience, this heart-centered expression, how it's working with us as we're carrying our lives forward, right? So we can actually free ourselves from the storyline. We don't have to entangle ourselves in the webs of the archetype or the story, unless it helps to give you a better understanding of who you are and how certain lifetimes get lived out, throughout history, throughout time and space, and how it results in our own programs, in our own belief systems, in our own cellular memory, right? So basically, what this is a walk of freedom, guys. It's a walk of freedom, and especially being in a male form, walking as the archetype of the goddess in a male body is it's quite a unique experience. But what it is, it's just the embracing of the feminine. That's what it is. It's the embracing of the feminine. Fully embodying what it is for me to be in a male form and to embrace my feminine qualities, and then how we bring that into balance too, right? So it's basically, it's just really at the end of the day being okay with our water, being okay with our emotions. And so I know that a lot of the viewers here are women, but it's just one of those things that's really important as a part of embracing my tone, embracing who I am, and embracing the characteristics of love. Oh, thank you, Suhail. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, yes. So today, I woke up this morning. We've got a lot of family stuff going on, soul family stuff. Everyone's kind of like getting together and really embracing and holding one another and taking care of one another. A lot of that Two of Cups energy. A lot of that you heal me, I heal you. A lot of that really taking care of one another. And this morning they're like, "Are you ready to do a reading again? We miss your readings." I was like, So we're gonna do a reading. We're just gonna do it. We're gonna keep it short, sweet, and to the point. Nothing too crazy. Just something really relaxed and kind. My intention today is that we bring forward messages in its highest vibrational form for all of us, and that we can really embrace who we are, and just have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful day. Keep it soft, keep it sweet, keep it gentle, keep it kind. There's a time when we switch our power on, right? Where we really come into that sense of, kind of having to push through, break down things. And there's also a time to just really embrace the beauty of ourselves as well, right? Because when we look at the generational patterns that have been occurring for such a very long time, there's a lot of harshness because, right now there's a lot of standing up for freedom, standing up for who we are, standing up for our truth, really embracing that powerful quality and that powerful tone, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there's also the embracing our kindness, right? That's really important as well. Embracing our kindness, embracing our love, and embracing the fact that sometimes we just need to be gentle and kind, right? And so it's really how we weave in and out of these different versions of ourselves as we're integrating them, and then also too is how we can take a moment to step into our power with them as well and embrace that. And that's what a lot of that victory tone is it's a very powerful energy. It's a very powerful energy. And so both of these, the dynamics of these goddesses coming together, working together, right? The goddess of love and the goddess of victory coming together is it's helping to really bring back passion into our experience and passion into why we're here, why we show up, especially when we go through all of these processes of transformation and rebirth and ascension symptoms and having to take care of this and take care of that and dissolve this and resolve that and shift this and shift that. Is it's like now is for myself the embracing quality of these two goddesses coming together, merging and working together to stand victorious as love, and to walk forward knowing that as we unite with one another, as we unite the light, unite the collective, that we actually we know that we can actually be the most amazing, beautiful, resilient, and gorgeous beings here, right? And that means that our power can be embraced and loved and nurtured. It means that our love can be embraced and nurtured, and that we can stand firm and soft and have healthy boundaries and be empowered with who we are. We can say no. We can say yes. We can be kind, but we can also push off those kinds of energies that don't bring us that loving embrace and that loving quality and that loving tonality, right? So when it comes to our multi-dimensionality and our other dimensional versions, we work with so many different archetypes because they help to keep the body in check, helps to protect the mind, helps to secure the soul, right? And so we've got all these different versions, right? Shadow and light that we work with that help to keep the vessel alive, that help to keep us thriving, that help to keep us moving forward, and help us to really discover who we are. So they are the staples of our reality. They are the characters of our existence, right? Between the god, the goddess, the warrior, the hero. Gosh, what else are we playing with right now? The shadow, right? All of them serve a role in being able to care for the form, care for one another, to protect us against violence, to be able to keep us alive, right? Because that's why these versions exist. That's a part of our multidimensional creation, is every one of these archetypes serves a role in our life. And so, yes, we're highlighting focus on love and victory, and they are coming forward today as a part of this gnosis, as a part of this sharing, as a part of this remembrance. Because for right now, for me, they're two very, very important archetypes to embody and to work with. So I'm happy to be here, happy to be sharing this loving message for you. And I just want to see what wants to come forward for the collective today. So thank you guys for all your likes, shares, and subscribes. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Thank you for embracing you, however you choose to embrace you and however you choose to see you. We're just kind of warming up the cards, warming up the deck. All right, let's see. So what messages want to come forward? We're going to be working with the crystalline cross today for the collective. What messages want to come forward today for us? Ta kinguka. Arigato uruka. Tinapukanduga. Teshunga. All right, so let's see. Yeah, clouding the reading. Page of Swords. Interesting. Interesting. Let's see where this goes. Heart, the journey. Journey. Going about our own journey. There we go. Oh. Okay, this is good. All right. Page of Swords. Page of Swords. So, okay, so the Page of Swords, speaking of the drama, the dramatic child. Okay, so clouding the reading, we're looking at the dramatic child. This is the one who didn't receive what it received growing up. This is the one who basically had some sort of lack or has some sort of issue, some sort of struggle or fight narrative going on within, and is essentially going around and creating a little bit of a ruckus right now, creating a little bit of a ruckus. So what we're looking at is we're looking at the archetype of the Page of Swords, which is, it's very youthful, it's very cutting, but this one is also still, it's still got some wounds and some hurt, right? So she's showing up right now to let us know that there might be a version of us or an aspect of us that's clouding this entire reading that might like to play with drama a little bit and play with trauma. Really fascinating though, because I want to talk about where this is going. Okay. Heart of the reading. We've got the Six of Swords and the Hangman. So what we're looking at is really taking time to go within and to look at our own journey. Okay. The journey itself of ascension and of awakening brings up so many various pieces, right? Some of us are still in this energy because we have our guards up. We're still a little defensive. Why? Because there might have been something that happened in this lifetime or in other lifetimes that's creating this level of needing to fight, or the needing to create or to stir up trouble, right? So the Page of Swords very much so indicative of one who's still a little bit young in the journey, and maybe a little bit dramatic in the way that it presents itself, in the way that it shares and reacts to one another. So, you know, at the heart of this reading, yeah, Reese's Pieces, please. This one needs a little bit of chocolate and love. Okay, so we're looking at the journey right now and how we are moving going forward throughout our journey, throughout our pathway, really taking this stance to look at our journey, to review our own journey, and to see where we've neglected our own well-being and where we've neglected our own self-worth as a result of taking care of other people, putting ourselves in compromising situations, or not fully remembering who we are, embracing the quality of ourselves as light and as freedom, right? So as a result, we have to look at our own internal resistance and where we're still fighting ourselves, or fighting one another, or where we're still compromising, where we're feeling left out in the cold, where we're feeling like we're not fully getting what we need out of life. Foundations of the reading, we're looking at Six of Wands. There's victory. There's victory, right? So a part of this, right, is that it's almost like, so the feeling I'm getting is the more that we really fully embrace that we've already won. When we fully embrace that we're here, that we're victorious as love, that the light is here, the light is won, that it's, the question is now, do we really have to keep fighting and creating this drama? It's like, how do we really come back to this place of peace and really surrender to who we are as the divine innocence, right? So judgment, guys. We've been going through a lot of these judgment days and a lot of these reviews, and as a result, what starts to happen is that when these things get in the way and we dissolve and resolve, it's like we're really slowly letting go of the persecution, we're letting go of the fight, we're letting go of the war, we're letting go of the battle at deeper and deeper layers. It really is about surrendering to the fact that we are walking victorious, but guys, we're not walking victorious alone. We are standing with one another. The interesting thing I want to focus on here, right, is this journey. The journey card, together. We are on this journey together. We're on the boat. We are traveling together. We could see this as Noah's Ark. We could see this as the light ship. Either way, with the watery realms, we're looking at that we are having an emotional experience and we're all on this journey together, right? So as we are taking this time to go within, okay, to take this time to go within and to look at how we can really embrace that we are on this journey together of our emotional freedom, that we can actually relax in the fact that we are all walking victorious side by side together, all of our wands in the air, walking forward, moving into that level of freedom, okay? Messages from our other dimensional versions. Embrace the phoenix. Embrace the phoenix. Embrace the phoenix. Embrace the phoenix, okay? So the energy of the phoenix coming through, recognizing that, you know, as one thing falls, another thing rises, right? And this level of purification is gifting us an opportunity to transcend these old layers of illusion, these old smoke and mirror effects that are happening collectively and within our own form. We're clearing out the old hologram. We're clearing out the old holodecks. We're clearing out the old history. We're clearing out the Tower of Babel. We're clearing out our speech. We're clearing out our linguistics. We're clearing out our belief systems. We're clearing out our patterns. We're clearing out our behaviors. You see what I mean? What we're doing is we're transcending the old hologram and we're awakening to what this newness is. And as a result, because we are going through this level of transcendence, we might be resistant at some level to this transcendence, right? So this is when we start to want to be a little bit more on guard and a little bit more on tack, right? So here's the thing, guys, is as we are shifting these things out and we're sharing more and more of our light, we're also sharing our belief systems, which means that contrasting belief systems sometimes don't align, and as a result, people want to start stepping up and debating, or they want to start fighting one another over these belief systems. This is just something to be aware of. That's all. This is something to be aware of right now, is to make sure that as we are going through this phoenix, right, and that we are finding our own power, we're finding our own innocence, we're finding our own joy, we are also fanning our own flames, and this fire and heat can come through very quick, and it can really obliterate what our old beliefs are, what our old injuries are, what our old patterns are. And as a result, when we embrace that quality of the phoenix, we just keep rising again. We just keep rising again. So in the past, we're looking at the Knight of Pentacles. Very slow moving, kind of that slow and steady wins the race. A little bit of the quality of the tortoise, right? So if we look at the tortoise and the hare, we're looking at that really slow moving, slow momentum in regards to our journey. It's that persistence. It's that we just keep going. We just put one foot in front of the other and we get everything going, okay? In the future, we are looking at the Death card. So we're looking at the embracing the qualities of transformation, especially with the Tower card, right? Is as soon as we recognize that we're in a transformative experience, that we are here transforming at deeper and deeper and deeper levels, okay? We start to embrace the fact that death and rebirth is a part of this experience. Especially looking at the Tower card, this is us fully embracing who we are as the Phoenix, rising from the ashes again, rising from the ashes again. So we are also embracing a little bit of what it is to go in and to do our own lower floor cleanup, guys. This is us going into our shadow work. This is us stepping into our unconscious programming to really look at where we're still playing into the drama, where we're still fueling the drama, where we're still feeding the drama, and really recognizing that we have the ability to qualify our own experience in what we're going to give life to. Do we really need to step into those scenarios and keep playing in those roles, or we can take a step back and really allow ourselves to step fully into what this transformative process is for ourselves and for other people. So this is where we start to really go in and start to do this cleanup work. This is working with Pluto. This is shadow integration. This is a really important part of the process, but it's also recognizing that there's a physical transformation that occurs as well. So as we are clearing our belief systems, as we are rewiring ourselves, we're shifting our motivations, we're doing all these things, what we're also doing is we're going through a physical transformation. When we're clearing out the hologram, when we're clearing out the holodeck and all the old details, we're shifting it out of our physical body as well, right? So this does require us to stabilize within the form and what our body needs to fully embrace what this is. This means that we have ascension symptoms, guys, right? And I don't want to say symptoms because we almost make it sound like a sickness. You know, when we say symptom, let's think about that. There's this quality to that word that makes it seem like that something's wrong with us. A symptom, like I need some medical degree to tell you that your body's going through a transformation, right? So as we're going through a cellular death internally, guys, this doesn't mean that our physical body is dying. What it means is that we are dissolving a carbon-based system or a carbon-based reality from our life paths, and we're awakening to what that crystalline consciousness is, okay? So the crystalline consciousness is what we are all stepping into, especially when it comes to our silica DNA and our silica body when it's working with the light body, okay? So what this is, it's just a restructuring. And as a result, it's really important for us to really step forward and through into recognizing that as we go through this, the mental transformation, the emotional transformation, as we are working through clearing more of this drama out of our body, that our physical body is also going through a transformation and a restructuring as well. So thank you, Pluto, for showing up today and gifting us the opportunity to fully embrace this. The one thing I want to state too, guys, is this is, look at that, 13 showing up, guys, 13. So here we are in the energy of the goddess, recognizing that the energy of the goddess is here. This 13, we're speaking of that lunar, that transformation, but we are speaking of the energy of the goddess and how it's working with us right now to facilitate in this transformation. But, you know, especially with the focus and the tone here being on love and victory, this is something that we're all doing together, guys. So the more that we show up and we get the work done, okay, and this is what I want to state for us as a community and for us as a family, is the more that we really take a step back to go, okay, let's look at our own drama. Okay, let's look at where we're still propagating drama. Let's see where we're still playing in those realms of, you know, drama with tribe, drama with family, drama within our relationships. Let's take a step back, a moment to really step into the energy of the phoenix and to embrace the transformation and to recognize that, guys, we've already won. We don't have to step into that with one another anymore. We don't have to propagate those pathways. We've learned the lessons from the way that we treat one another and the way we treat ourselves, and it's really time for us to really embrace the fact that, hey, we're victorious. We don't have to fight anymore. We can actually get along better. And if we can't, if there's differences of opinion, if there's differences in belief systems, if things just don't want to work out and don't want to align, it's okay. We can bow out. We can bow out and say, thank you, I love you, I honor you, I embrace you. It's time for me to go, right? But either way, an interesting thing about the Knight of Pentacles too is it's very patterned, right? It's very just keep doing what you're doing, right? So we also have to look at our patterns and our cycles and really embrace the fact that on our journey, we live on a journey that is cyclical. It is patterned. That's the way that we've been programmed throughout our time and space. Okay, so when we go within about our journey and we start to see where we're getting cyclical, where we're staying in a pattern, where we're staying in a loop, where we're still propagating drama, what we're going to now all do is we're all going to step into transforming that belief system into a newness and recognizing that firm within our foundations is that we are victorious and that we are walking together celebrating, right? But remember that now through this awakening, we're starting to recognize how much of an emotional journey this is, okay? Even though this is a card of swords, they are on water, okay? So we're seeing from one landscape to another, the transition, the emotional journey, the journey of the feminine, the journey of the goddess, the journey of our emotions, and how we are sharing that journey together with our truths in hand, okay? So it's really time for us to take a moment to take our truth and to embrace the journey that this is an emotional journey, guys, right? Especially when it comes to relationships, partnerships, sharing our light, building communities, creating with one another. This is a togetherness experience. We do this together. Whether you are alone or whether you are with a bunch of people, right? It's really important to recognize that this journey is together and it is an emotional journey. So now that we recognize that we all have feelings, okay, and we all have various belief systems, and we all have these, our trials and tribulations, we have these different things that we go through. Can we embrace the fact that we can do this a little bit kinder, where we don't have to cut one another for where we're at? What would it take for us to be able to embrace the fact that we are here having an emotional experience and an emotional journey, and that we can fully love and embrace that, and we don't have to harm one another anymore? And we also don't have to play into those roles and those themes of the drama and the trauma, and that we can kick back and relax, and we don't need to play there. Now, I recognize that when it comes to multidimensional integration of our shadow aspects, right, that it's time for us to recognize when these versions are in the suit and doing something about it as well. Okay, so when we are going, right, so let's say you have an experience, okay, someone says something, and all of a sudden, bam, something clicks on, and you just want to jump and you want to start doing whatever it is you do in a reactive state, okay? We have to look at who's occupying the vessel, who's in the suit, who just jumped in as a form of your archetype to protect you from what's going on. Because the thing is that we can actually allow ourselves to drop the guard and to go, you know what, I don't need to play in that anymore, but it's up to us to do that work. This is where we embrace the quality of the death card. What I like about the death card, right, compared to the tower card, is the tower card is always initiated by the universe. The death card is initiated by us. So it's really up to us to take a moment to step back and go, okay, so when that trigger comes, when I see that programming, I see that belief system, and this thing comes on within me, what is it and why is it acting up and acting out? We have to look at our third and fourth dimensional versions of ourselves, even 5D versions that do this as well, okay? That create this illusion, that create this perception that we need to stand on guard, because these versions of ourselves are protecting us, okay? The versions that are dramatic and traumatic are protecting us because of an ingrained belief system, because of something that we haven't properly healed or transmuted within our own physical body or within our own lives, okay? So we really have to start looking at the child and looking at where we're on the attack or where we're on the defensive as well, right? So it's just propagating this awareness and going, okay, this version of me that still likes to play in these realms and likes to play in this way, right? How can I love it fully and embrace it and recognize that, hey, we've already won, okay? You're there as a protector. You're there as a version of myself to help me through this process. But as a result, some of these woundings and some of these belief systems are out of date, and we can now let them go. And it's really about showing ourselves the opportunity to know that we can let them go now. That we can let them go. All right. So here's a good thing. This is a key thing that I learned from a brother of mine. So he discusses this, is that when I'm actually gonna post the video, guys. What I'll do is I'll post the video. It's a really good video about integrating our multidimensional aspects, and basically it's about taking that moment to ask who's in the suit. Who's in the suit? Who's in the suit? Right? What dimension are you existing in? Why are you here? You know, and seeing that some of these versions, they can create a lot of disruptions and a lot of abrupt endings in our reality. It can be very imbalanced working with some of these versions in the suit. So we can actually start to work with these versions through journaling, through writing, through surrendering, through feeling fully, and allowing them to just fully integrate and fully realign to who they are as love, and to recognize that it's really time for us to embody more of these, I'd say, other dimensional versions that are at higher and higher levels, so we can let go of the illusion that we aren't safe, and really embrace the fact that we've won as light, and that we're coming together in that purified self and in that really powerful and beautiful version of ourselves. Okay. All right. Let's see. Any other messages that wants to come forward in regards to this message? Actually, here, this is what we're gonna do. Let's see. What are we looking like in the future after this transformation? What do we need to know? Okay. So we have to, let's just, because this flopped right over the death card, we have to look at where we are still carrying old truths moving forward. This is going to be a key for us when it comes to this drama and trauma version of ourselves, is that we're moving forward, but we're looking back. So we have to take a moment to go back into our past. We have to go into our history, whether this is into past versions, whether we have to look at past truths within this lifetime or other lifetime, because there's something that we're still keeping our eyes on as we're moving forward. So we don't want to keep our eyes in the rear view mirror. We want to keep our eyes moving forward. The Hierophant. Yeah, we have to recounsel these versions of ourselves, guys. Okay, so the Hierophant very much so coming through, stating that these versions of ourselves, we have to be our own inner teacher, our own inner guide, our own inner counselor, our own priest. And it's really time to take these versions of ourselves and to give them what they need, and to counsel them and to direct them. Right? So you have the power to do this. You have the power to take these dramatic and traumatic versions of you, to bring them in to your body, and to say, let's sit down and have a little discussion. Let's have that walk and talk, right? Let's have that inner therapy session. Let's really sit down and talk about it, right? Let's have a talk about it. So basically, essentially, it's really time to take these versions of you, okay, in the past, bring them forward, and to start counseling them. And with the death card, I want to say that these are versions of us that fear our own death, okay? That fear our own death. Because let's think about survival, okay? If we're coming out of a survival-based system, we have to look at those versions that were living in those constructs of fear, bring them forward and inner counsel them, and let them know, hey guys, we've won. We don't have to live within those constructs of fear anymore. A lot of us that lived within those realms of survival or struggle, okay, the survival and the struggle narrative, it's because we were part of a third dimensional system. And now that we recognize, guys, like 5D, okay, consciously, you have higher dimensional versions that exist within your body right now. You do. You do, you do, you do, you do, you do. Okay. Is that we've already landed. We've already won. We're already here. Okay. It's about getting the vessel, the popsicle suit, up to that vibration so we can actually start to live and see those realities. But we also still have to let go of some of these survival mechanisms, some of these fears, and we have to make sure that we are not allowing the past to bleed into this now moment. In any of those versions, we want to bring them forward and bring them into loving and healing, right? And recounseling, because they're important for our journey moving forward. Nature can help with this, guys. So we can take that moment to go out, step out into nature, be with Gaia, breathe with Gaia, and allow these versions to come in and to sit with them and to bring them back to wholeness and oneness. We can do this shamanic work. We could do this shamanic practice. It just requires us to meditate, to show up, to be kind with ourselves, and to listen to ourselves, and to really dive into these things a little bit more. Okay. One more card, please. One more card. There we go. All right. So a part of this is that these versions, they might not want to come in so lovingly and so kindly with ourselves. Okay, let's just be mindful of that, right? Is that some of these versions might not want to go easily, right? Because once again, um, they're dying, they're transforming, they're coming back to the light. And a part of us witnessing this is that they might show some resistance, they might show some discord. They might get something from that energy, guys, right? So the thing is that these versions of ourselves do live off of energy. Okay, so they might like drama, they might like being the victim, they might like being the traumatic one, or the martyr, or any of these things, right? Because they still get an energy from that experience. And so it's up to us to really nurture those qualities and to recounsel them back to a place within ourselves where they no longer have to live off of that energy, and they can finally live and thrive off of just love, right? So we have to also look at where we still get something from that energy, right? Where our adrenal glands start pumping and we start feeling good off of that. We get that hit of dopamine, we get that surge, we get that sacred rage, all those things. We have to start looking at also biochemically where our chemistry responds to that fight, flight, freeze, fawn, and where we stay in those realms of wanting to play in those trajectories. I found for a lot of people that they don't recognize that even though they might not want a struggle narrative, they still get something from it. Right? So we also have to look at, to bring this back to love, is how are we receiving love? Because when we go through this experience, guys, and our needs weren't met as children, we sometimes had to do things to be able to receive love, to receive attention, and to receive what we wanted to. And as an adult, we might still be carrying some of that programs and characteristics forward and not be fully aware that that's what we're doing. So it's really important for us to recognize within our own self, within our own being states, that we no longer have to give life to those energies anymore, but we can love them back to health and back to wellness within our own self. And that if we have needs, if we have wants, if we have desires, we can actually start to we can start to receive in a new way. We could start taking a little bit more of a wholesome and loving approach with them. But also too is that we don't have to act out to get what we want anymore. Right? So it's really about, when we're stepping into abundance, we're stepping out of the survival and into what it is to be a thriving and abundant and prosperous being here on Gaia. Okay. It also means that our routines have to change, our actions have to change, the way we share with one another changes, the way we work with one another changes, especially as we're unifying the tribe, especially as we are all walking in this victorious. So everyone turns into the Five of Wands. We've worked way too hard to get here, guys. We worked way too. If there is something that comes to the surface for us, how can we take a step back in the war? Okay. So good messages coming forward. While this Gnosis was focused on love and victory, it does seem, and when I state of an easier journey, I look at emotionally and how we're connecting to one another, that we don't have to play into the drama, that we don't have to play into the discord, that we don't have to play into those things. But we also have to look at that, if we are, where is our energy still getting something from those realities? Where are these versions of ourselves that still like to play in drama, trauma, victim mentality, and where we can just let them all go? Where we can let them all go and really embrace who we are within this newness. The realms, the realities that we've been playing in lately, and that have been opening up for us, are really loving, kind, very free, and very detached, right? And it's really an important thing for us right now to recognize that the more that we can counsel them back to oneness together, right? And it is a journey of emotion. It's a journey of awakening the feminine. It's a journey of returning to innocence. It's awakening to our light, right? And so as a result, it's recognizing that a part of this journey is we need everyone on the same boat, on the same page, moving forward. This doesn't just mean with one another. We're also talking about the unification with self, right? Mother, father, child, the trinitization, right? The triad, coming together into a place of oneness, all of our versions being with ourselves and getting them on the same page and counseling them back to what it is to be a part of this these new trajectories that we've been opening up, or these higher dimensional realities, right? Or, whatever it might be for ourselves, okay? So I love you guys. I'm gonna speak a little bit of a light language into this to just help to support this process for ourselves. So if this message resonates, I invite you to just take a moment to breathe into the heart and to just receive this blessing from our guides, from our other dimensional versions. And it's going to come forward through me with light language. That's going to help to shift this out and to help with any form of integration or awareness that we need. No ukera se vechi ideva o re hikira shashandeva. De ero ushke beratinde ke ever shir sudu fungovara shia. Salli faria shingapo hufara la kifereki. No overrush stivo kundu sugare nis devereti ishkindava ashur u funduariaka. Neshi tehera shafar nastu verkikiara. Naranja hotungo huvandare e ahandava alade di divientu. Neiri kindava mukundu uvara. Nafer nishtu undu zaraka. Kare ne savanteri iste vekianda. Mufor ustumbo vandaria. Uver nustum barakistamba. Nezevaroktustumba shekitiki vatara nustumba. Vundari ti anduko. Sa andu uvar must ukarati tandu ukera. Sanduvara sheviti undu umbuva. Neveru mukana. Dasungova nastukela. Tuvora kindu. Chachano usuva. Wanteve aqui. Nar undava aqui unua. Induvare sheda sukerna. Lavere ti uku. Ampufer ustukawa. Nuru kuntu avewa. Ar ishkanda masevaro. Utu unduvaki. Der istavashkenda ser indavakandu. Unduvar ustua shekita atundu andavera kipika. Sandu urundu shkendavana setevi. Endavar endu urkuma nastevar istenga istavor undu hande tundu kundu matavana. Unduvar cheza kukua. So thank you guys for being a part of this journey with me. So as we just take a moment to ground and to settle into the energetics, my prayer for you today is that you can find joy, you can find hope, you can find peace with who you are here and now, right? And that you can allow the old to dissolve and resolve and really take that moment to embrace who you are on this journey, right? All of you, all of you, all of you, all of you, right? And it's really important. A part of the unification is to really love who we are within all of us, right? And to recognize our self-worth and our self-value, to recognize that there can be pain within friendship, there can be pain within relationships, there can be pain within partnerships, there can be pain within the collective, and that's okay. We can take a moment to just accept that life brings feeling, that we are on an emotional journey, okay? And that life brings feeling, experience brings feeling. Now, it doesn't mean that we have to just throw everything out because we're feeling something. It's okay to embrace who you are within a space of feeling and to love that, to embrace it and to honor it and to cherish it. But also to recognize too that your worth and your value is important. And you don't need to keep repeating these cycles and keep these lessons going on longer than they need to. That you can actually just let go and say, you know what? I hear you, I see you, I feel you. I'm gonna let go now. Lesson's done. That part of the journey is over, and I'm gonna allow myself, I'm gonna gift myself an opportunity to have a new journey and to have a new experience. Doesn't mean that the experience won't bring its lessons and it won't bring its experience, right? But we're triumphant. We can stand triumphant, right? And we don't have to allow those dramatic cycles to keep playing out. And guys, this is more than just individual. This plays into the collective. It plays into the collective experience and what we're going through as a collective. I'm not so sure because I don't watch the news. I don't know what's happening in the world. Not in my reality. My realities are a little different. But there's a reason why this message is coming forward. And it's more than just us individually. It's how we unite with one another, how we take care of one another, how we give back to humanity. But it's a lot more than that, okay? So let me just go ahead and read into... Oh, nice. Beautiful. Yeah, there's a lot of people talking about gatherings right now, Linda. I have a few people that are discussing getting people together. Awesome. Cool, cool, cool. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. It was cool to get into a reading again. It was nice. It was really, 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 really nice getting into a reading. So yeah, we're just here. We're playing in the realms of the divine, doing our thing and doing what we can to show up, to serve, and to be with one another, and to take care of ourselves, and to be kind and relaxed and really gentle with ourselves right now. Okay. So I love you guys. I love you guys. While I'm here, are there any questions? You guys have any questions? Please let me know. You can comment below if you have any questions. I'll do my best to answer them for you. And you're gonna be seeing a lot of different new things for Corey. He finally got a car. Thank you. Oh, love you too, Linda. Love you too. So Corey finally got a car, so he's gonna be hitting the road soon. Hitting the road soon. Go out and do some grid work. What color? It's gold, kind of. Gold. It's gold. Pull a card for travel in May, grid workers. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I can. So, Linda, Miss Linda Light. Give me some more details. Yeah, I got a golden car. I'm gonna repaint it. It's like that, it's that old 1990s gold, which is like kind of low-key brown. But I love it because it's a Pathfinder. So it's really neat. Her name is Flo. So this is Patience. So my rig's name used to be Harvey, the RV, and it got changed to Patience. So I've got Patience and Flo. Oh, you're looking for, okay. Yeah, what is, you want me to just pull a card for travel in May for grid workers? Okay, let me ask. Let me see. I'm gonna be right back. Let me grab some Oracle cards. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. Oh. All right, we're back. So let's just go ahead and see what's going on for the grid workers. It's getting hot. May grid workers travel. May grid workers travel. So it says the energy is gaining momentum. So whatever this buildup right now that's occurring for the collective, for the grid workers in May, it's gaining momentum for that to occur. So there's something about everyone building up the building up the resources and building up the momentum to allow that to take fold and to take shape. Okay, so May, grid workers, travel. What do we need to know for the grid workers in May? What do we need to know for the grid workers in May? Grid workers for May. So an adventure is on the way. Page of Swords. Looking forward to that adventure. Knowing where it's going to go. Yeah. Oh, I love this. Yeah, so the thing is that especially with the Six of Cups, it really is about, okay, so for this grid work detail to come together, first off, the adventure is coming. People are looking forward to what this is going on in May. But with the Six of Cups and with these two energies, especially when we were speaking of the drama, we need people to connect at the level of the inner child, right? So a part of the grid work details, we really need to step forward and through of really embracing the play of doing this together as the inner child. There is an energy of looking forward to this, right? So setting this energy in motion, it's really about looking forward to us connecting to tribe, family, and friends. So what's really interesting about this is where we start to see like people playing into that separation, right? So all of a sudden they're like, oh, like I really want to be with family. I really want to travel. I'm feeling isolated and alone. That's what creates the energetic momentum for this grid work to occur, right? So the drama and trauma that occurs, it's helping us to resolve and dissolve that at a deeper level, but it's also shifting into a level of going, you know what? I want to play with my friends. I want to be silly with the kids again. I want to go on that adventure, right? I want to have fun. And as a result, that's going to start creating the momentum for this to occur. So the more that we are playing in that separation and we're going through this, we start to step into our alchemy and we're transmuting everyone in the collective that's a part of this experience. It starts to transmute all this pain and all this trauma and drama. And what it does is it builds up momentum for us to be able to secure that grid work detail for people to show up, because we need everyone in the child doing this together, serving the collective as the child. But the adventure is coming forward and people are looking forward to this journey. And yep, see, but see, it's that transformative cycle. We have to transform these energetics, right? We have to go through the alchemy. We have to go through that transmutation. So it's interesting because this is actually very much so feeling like just the reading I just did. So if you want greater detail and clarity on what's going on at a programming level, there's still some shadow integration that needs to occur, but this is a journey of transformation. I want to state that, right? Is like, I feel like a part of this grid work detail is that even though we're showing up as the child doing this, that a lot of people have to embody a version of themselves on this journey to get the work done. Okay, so this is one of those, if you look at who he is on the horse, think about what he's embodying. There might be some shadow aspect that has to do some gnarly cleanup, okay? And I just want to state that. I just want to state that. Yeah, and the thing is too, the way that I'm seeing this, guys, is like the way that we have to walk through the, so I don't, so whoever is stepping into this grid work detail, it seems like there's an embodiment of a really fierce aspect that needs to come through as well. It's almost like a shadow worker or a death doula or a death worker that needs to step online and into the body. That's kind of what I want to state, is that to get some of this work done, there's a very old aspect of us that needs to come online. Does it make sense, Linda? I think you know what I mean, is like versions of us that need to do the cleanup of the grids. Like, so here's what I want to state, is I feel like it's going to be two levels of detail. You're going to see people that are securing the inner child on the grid and the play and the joy, and you're going to see people doing cleanup work. So this is going to be a group or a collective team that's working together, and some of them have to go in and do the nasty stuff and go clean up some nasty things, and others are going to be doing the detail in a little bit more of a lighter quality and a lighter tonality. So we need those who can hold these energetics within the suit to show up, to be able to transition and shift a lot of these energies and a lot of these souls off the planet. And then there's another version that's going to be carrying a little bit more of the child. So it seems like a team effort, but everyone's going to be embodying different characteristics. The other thing, though, too, is that when it comes to these teams working together and uniting as one, we need everyone to get together, because part of this is that if we have someone in a really powerful, like, shadowy aspect on the night side, that's what we need for cleanup to get this work done. And we have some people in the child, we don't need the child fearing those versions, and we don't need those versions attacking the child. This is why the shadow integration is important for us to dissolve the drama and the trauma, because we need to be working together as a collective and not fighting in the lower realms, right? But these versions need to come online for different levels of work, if that makes sense. So yeah. Yep. And those death daemons, they are us. They are protectors of our life, and they are not quote unquote evil necessarily. Not all of them. No, it's not for the faint of heart to get these versions of us in the suit. Not at all. Not easy. Does anyone else have any other questions? Surah. And by the way, I did see 6 of Pentacles here, Linda. So with 6 of Pentacles, very much so speaking that soul retrieval work. Soul retrieval work. Feels like this grid work, part of that grid work detail is going to be soul retrieval work. Getting souls back. I'm not going to share anymore. You can go within about that. All right, guys. We can. Yeah, no problem, sweetie. No problem. Love you, Linda. Love you a lot. Love you much. So if you guys have any other questions, I'm here. I'm here. You're welcome. No problem, Kevin. No problem. Ishiki. All right, guys. Well, where is the guitar? The guitar's inside. The guitar's inside. Not yet. I'm not gonna play yet. I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about it. Been thinking about it. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for being here, Jeanette. Love you so much. Love you all. So guys, thank you for being here. I think we're gonna close out this reading now. Close out this work. I want to thank you guys for being here. I want to thank you for all your likes, shares, and subscribes. Thank you for showing up, and thank you for being your beautiful and glorious selves. So as we take a moment to close out this sacred ceremony and close out these pathways and these portals and gateways, I want to align you back to the universal loving expression of your own universe based upon freedom, free will, autonomy, and sovereignty. I want to remind you that you're a sovereign being in a body, and that all versions of you love you entirely, and they're here for you. Sometimes it seems like they're working against us, and at times they are, because they're helping us with something, but it's up for us to really continue working with that integration, working with our programming, working with our belief systems, and really knowing who we are within the newness and the freshness of ourselves, right? So guys, please set the example, right? For yourself and for others. Be that love. Set the example. That's a part of being a way shower, is that we all can set the example by being a little bit more kinder, a little bit more softer, a little bit more gentle with ourselves and with one another, and recognizing we're on a journey, and this is a journey of emotions, right? And emotional freedom is here for us, which means that we have freedom to express, we have freedom to share, we have freedom to unite, we have freedom to love, but we also have freedom to feel fully what we're feeling right now. And we don't have to use our emotions against one another. We don't have to use our beliefs against one another. We can actually really embrace who we are as being emotional beings in a body, really allowing ourselves to be within our watering essence, and to really step into our nurture and to build from that place of nurture and support, not only for ourselves, but for one another, okay? So I love you guys. I love respect to everyone out there, and I'll see you guys in another moment of the now, all right? Oh, if you need anything, reach out to me, foundersoflight@gmail.com. All my links are going to be in the description box. If you guys need anything, please reach out. You know, we've got sessions open. I've got tarot readings, oracle sessions. We've got Andara crystalline connection sessions. I even do grid work sessions too. So if you've got anything going on in the grids in your area, let me know. We can, sit down and work with the grids and see what's going on. Anything you guys need, light body work, just please let me know, right? So get out, exercise. The body's going through a transformation. Get the body moving, get the body going. Start creating the momentum for those pathways and for those plans, guys, right? We all have pathways right now that are opening up for us, which means that we can start stepping into the action and creating that momentum forward for what we want to do. But it's up to us to take that action, right? But let's also take that moment too, because with this stuff, this is a little bit more of, this reading was a little bit more personal focus with our connections to ourselves, with our connections to one another, and what level of density we are occupying within the form and how we're sharing that with the world. Okay, so let's just be mindful of these things and start asking those questions and recounseling these versions of ourselves back to wholeness and oneness. You can do this. You've got it within you to be able to recounsel these versions and to bring them back to love and to bring them out back to health and wellness, right? You have the availability to do this because you are that way shower. You are that inner guide, right? Just direct your focus inward, go out in nature, love yourself, be gentle with yourself, and know that you're victorious, right? Love you guys. See you soon.